The 11th of November, 1918. The war ends. Germany has lost 4 years, 17 million dead, and Germany has nothing to show. No invasion on German soil ever happened, not once. German soldiers fought entirely on foreign ground, then came home to a country that didn't look like it had lost a war. Cities standing, factories running, but the surrender signed anyway. To every German soldier coming home, this made no sense. We didn't lose on the battlefield, so how did we lose? That question would haunt Germany for 21 years straight. And the answer politicians gave them lit the fuse. They said, "You weren't beaten, you were betrayed, from inside." The politicians called it the stab in the back. Germany believed it. Then came the Treaty of Versailles, June 1919. Germany was not invited to negotiate, just to sign. What was inside that document was designed to cripple Germany permanently. Germany lost 13% of its territory immediately. 6 million German-speaking people now lived outside Germany's borders. Germany's military was reduced to 100,000 soldiers. No air force, no tanks, no submarines, nothing. Then came the number that made German politicians go pale. 132 billion gold marks in war reparations, due immediately. Germany would not finish paying this debt until 2010. And Article 231 said Germany alone caused the entire war. The war guilt clause. 2 words that became a burning match. You are a German worker in 1923. You have a job. You earn 1,000 marks a week. That was enough last year. This week, a loaf of bread costs 1 billion marks. You wheel a barrow of cash to buy a single loaf. This is hyperinflation. Germany's economy is disintegrating in real time. People burn banknotes for heat. They're worth less than firewood. Life savings built over 40 years vanish in a single week. Entire middle-class families reduced to poverty overnight. Then 1929. The Great Depression hits Germany like a second collapse. 6 million Germans unemployed, 1 in 3 workers, gone. Soup kitchens stretch around city blocks. Every single day. Doctors, teachers, engineers, all waiting in the same line. Into this broken, humiliated, starving country walks one man, Adolf Hitler, a failed artist, a decorated war veteran. Furious. He had fought in WW1. He believed in the stab in the back. He was angrier about Versailles than almost any German alive. And he had something no German politician had at that moment. Words. Words that named the pain. Words that named the enemy. Words that promised revenge. In 1923, he tried to seize power by force. It failed. He was arrested, tried, sent to prison for 9 months. Inside that cell, he wrote Mein Kampf, his entire plan. In writing, he published exactly what he intended to do. The world didn't read it carefully enough. When he left prison, Germany was getting slightly better. He waited. Then 1929 hit, and everything he had been waiting for arrived. The Nazi Party won 2% of votes in 1928. Then the Depression came. World War II began the moment Germany signed that treaty. But here's what makes this story genuinely terrifying. It was legal. Hitler didn't seize power. Germany handed it to him, democratically. The 30th of January, 1933. Hitler is appointed Chancellor of Germany. Hindenburg thought he could control Hitler. He was wrong. Within weeks, Hitler began dismantling every democratic structure Germany had. The Reichstag fire gave him the excuse he needed. February 1933. Emergency powers signed. Civil liberties suspended. Opposition arrested overnight. By 1934, Hitler was both chancellor and president. Total control. He called himself the Führer. Germany called him the same. Now he begins rebuilding Germany's military. In direct violation of Versailles. Britain and France watch. They say nothing. They do nothing. They remember WW1. They will do almost anything to avoid another war. That fear becomes the most dangerous thing in Europe. Appeasement. Hitler reads their silence correctly. He pushes further. Every time. 1936. German troops march into the Rhineland, holding their breath. Hitler admitted later, "If France had resisted, we would have retreated." France did nothing. The lesson Hitler learned would end millions of lives. 1936. Mussolini's Italy and Hitler's Germany sign an alliance. Then Japan joins. The Axis powers are formed. 3 countries. One direction. 1000. 938. Hitler demands Austria be merged into Germany. Austria agrees. Crowds in Vienna cheered. Many Austrians wanted this. That is the truth. Britain and France protest, formally, in writing. Then do nothing else. Next, Hitler demands the Sudetenland, part of Czechoslovakia, immediately. September 1938, Munich, the most catastrophic meeting in modern history. Britain and France gave Hitler the Sudetenland, without Czechoslovakia's consent. Chamberlain flew home waving a piece of paper, called it peace. It was not peace. It was 6 months of borrowed time. March 1939. Hitler takes the rest of Czechoslovakia. All of it. Britain and France finally understand. Appeasement has completely failed. They issue a guarantee to Poland. If Hitler invades, they will fight. The 23rd of August 1939. The news hits European capitals like a bomb. Hitler and Stalin have signed a non-aggression pact together. They secretly agreed to divide Poland between them. Half each. Poland didn't know. The rest of Europe didn't know. Not yet. The 1st of September, 1939. 4:45 in the morning. Germany invades Poland. 1.5 million German soldiers, tanks, aircraft, all at once. Polish cavalry faced German tanks. The bravery was extraordinary. The outcome wasn't. Poland fought for 35 days, alone, against 2 invading armies. The 3rd of September, 1939. Britain and France declare war on Germany. World War II has officially begun. 21 years after it was made inevitable. Chamberlain spoke on the radio. His voice was broken. He knew. He said, "Everything I worked for has crashed into ruins." Here is the question historians still argue about today. Was WW2 inevitable, or did humans choose it at every step? At every single point between 1919 and 1939, humans chose. Different choices at any point could have changed everything. Any point. A fairer treaty in 1919 might have made Hitler irrelevant forever. France stopping the Rhineland March might have ended his regime immediately. World War II was not an accident. It was a chain of human failures. 60 million people died because of choices made in this room.